let's talk about how Mercury retrograde is very supportive in this season and how we can best utilize it to help ourselves succeed.
Happy All Hallows Eve, and in honor of the holiday season, I am offering a 1-week flash sale. This will end on November 8th. Please take advantage of $20 off a 60-minute audio Skype session with me. You can book with the link below. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season.
Hi everybody, my name is Chloe Hudson with World Peace Projects. Thank you so much for joining me. So on October 31st, Hallows Eve, Halloween, we have Mercury going retrograde. And this retrograde is actually a lot lighter than most. It's quite a rare retrograde, which offers us the ability to have some pretty profound transformations. Now, I am ascended Scorpio and also ruled by Mercury in my Gemini sun. So I'm already feeling these energies a lot, and I can tell that the transitions are going to be really huge in my experiences. And I'm also acutely aware that in order to utilize the opportunities at hand right now, we must work with the energies and be brave enough to access inner soul level truths that have the ability to reveal very profound revelations that can assist us to transition into a new timeline experience in our life that we really deserve. Though we have to work with this appropriately, because for me at least, I'm not sure that this is going to happen for everybody, there's some energies coming up pretty fast and furious and very potent that are showing me that it's time to very much review, relook at, and recycle some of the old experiences and understandings of self that anchored, pretty much around my birth time. So this is a time where we utilize Mercury retrograde for its highest capabilities, which the easiest way to look at it is all the re's, right? We recycle, we review, we revisit, we re-encounter. And Mercury represents communication, it represents the hands, it represents writing, it represents technology. So these are things that come up at this time. Now, it's in Scorpio, and Scorpio is a very passionate sign. Scorpio looks at fear, Scorpio looks at courage, Scorpio looks at death, Scorpio looks at sex, and Scorpio likes to be in power. So this can be a press around what is it that you're unable to relinquish power from in order to transition into a truer, more self-soul aligned power that gives you the ability to navigate in a way, in a life that's a lot more authentic. Now, this brings me around to the importance of shadow work. I am a huge advocate of shadow work. And for those who don't know what that term means, shadow work is looking within the self and revealing, unveiling, digging up all of the subconscious or unconscious beliefs, traumas, experiences throughout our entire soul existence. You know, not just this life, it can be just this life, but I speak on the soul level. So looking at all experiences that we have put on the back burner or hidden away for safekeeping because they've been traumatic, because they've been scary, because they're painful, what have you. This is shadow work. Shadow work is imperative in order to reveal thyself, become conscious as a human being, and ultimately sovereign. Shadow work is also, in my opinion, the #1 way in which beings with a negative polarity agenda, is how we term it on this channel, AI agendas, controller beings, whatever you want to call it, utilize and manipulate and control our energies. They can latch into any subconscious areas where we have not done our shadow work to get their way, to control our energies, to create illusions, what have you. There's a myriad of experiences that most of us have some kind of understanding around if you're watching this video. So that in its own is more than enough reason for me to go to town on revealing as much subconsciousness as possible and allowing it to become conscious, to see the light. I embrace my dark, I reveal it to the light, there is a coming home, and then I am more in self, in truth, and in body. Therefore, more empowered, more able to utilize my free will consciously and expand my experience as a human, and also navigating my soul and aligning with spirit. Shadow work, shadow work, shadow work. I just can't emphasize enough how important it is. And at this time, shadow work will be coming up to invite you to take another look at, or maybe a first time look at things that you might be completely blindsided by in regard to subconscious experiences or manipulative agendas that have been controlling some element of your life or your experience, possibly for your entire life. That is certainly what is happening to me. And there's so much empowerment in that experience if we feel brave enough and courageous enough to show up, embrace it for the opportunity it offers to know thyself more, and ultimately, from the way I look at it, the only opportunity to empower self and become more honest and truthful with self, therefore accessing what I term my sacred sovereignty. But it takes courage to do this, because these are experiences that other entities, beings, agendas, what have you, utilize in order to coerce and manipulate us, often through our own thoughts, our own emotions, our own beliefs, or our own cycles. So it's really a time to step back and review what's been going on and reframe it, because it could very well be a piece of how you identify with self, your characteristics, your personality, relationships you're having, that comes up for you to take a really good look at from maybe a few different objective angles and see if you can reframe it and decide, is this you? Is this who you want to be? Is this actually your truth? Or is this a role you have stepped into even at birth? And it is also important to understand that you are safe to allow the emotions to come up. You are safe to embrace the inner children and the pain pockets that have been locked into that trauma the entire time. So I think I've explained this on the last video, though I want to go into, again, the explanation of one term that we utilize that shows how we lock in the trauma, emotional, energetic trauma, into our physiology, into our tissues, and then that creates a looping cycle in which we enact out these experiences through the script, through the blueprint, through the map or the navigation system of that trauma, which has now created limiting beliefs. And this term is a myasm. So a myasm is where the energetics, the emotion, coagulate within your tissues. This is often an obvious experience if you tune into your body, focus into your body, and find your hot spots. Where are you in pain? Where are you having disease? Where do you feel the pressure? Where is the fear? Where's the anxiety? Where's the headache? Whatever it is, zone into that area on your body and acknowledge that this is a myasm. You're feeling it physically. It has manifest different limiting beliefs and loop cycles through the initial trauma that stored this in you. And there's also emotions that can be accessed when tuning into this zone in your body. And in order to release it, we must acknowledge it, allow it to come forward and share its story, embrace it, love it, and find our release of it. I use the grounding cores. I use that very energetic portal to give it a route in which to run into the heart of earth, to cleanse, clear, and transmute out of my body. I thank my body for showing me that there is something that I've been holding on to that is physically stored in my tissue that can offer me more freedom if I'm willing to acknowledge it, speak to the elements in my body that are storing it, and assist it to release out. So this is a very holistic practice here, because you're dealing with your physicality and your physiology. You're acknowledging your emotional body. You are facing the energetics of the situation, and then you're using your mental body as well to allow it to release out, to compute it, process it. So this experience is very holistic and shows all of you that you are willing to see that you are a multi-density being that offers all of self, the assistance that you require in order to live a more healthy life from all angles. Now, at this time, there is a lot of fruitful energy that can be gleaned from Mercury Retrograde energetics and what's coming in to assist us in November. And I'm going to invite you all to take this experience in a cyclical nature in order to see that while shadow energy can be coming up to be released, simultaneously beneficial, fruitful energetics that you desire are right there ready to fill up that energy, or that space that you're going to release the myasms, the energy out of, to assist you to manifest. I believe that while we exist in this matrix experience, we will always have shadow work to access. So this is a practice that is continuous and it is imperative. It does not mean that one must be in a sad, upset space where they're constantly ruminating and diving into their pain body. We can frame this in a way where we understand that in order to reveal our light to self and the world, we must, of course, clean away the grit and the dirt and the muck. And so it's a process of maintenance. We wash our body often. We run our energy, hopefully, often. Spiritual hygiene. Doing our shadow work is psychological, soul-level hygiene. It is very, very powerful. And it is the number one tool, in my opinion, to command all that you are and remember that you are source. This gives you direct access into practical application of experiencing self as source. You are the most powerful being in existence if you are willing to know thyself so profoundly that you're going to jump into the fire of your subconscious and come out renewed, rebirthed, Christed, resurrected, the rising of the phoenix. This requires us to face our fears, to look at what we have stuffed deep down, hidden in the depths of the darkness, retrieve it, and come back valiant and prosperous. This is an experience that I believe is the number one reason that the matrix is anchored the way it is. Because if all humans were willing to do their shadow work, man, would we have a renaissance of awakening. It is such powerful awareness, and it helps to humble you and show you that you are more than just your flesh and bones. You are more than just your soul. You are infinite elements and pieces and experiences and memories and energy and thoughts. You are a coagulation emerging of so much spirit essence embodied into one vehicle. And all of these pieces deserve your acknowledgement. And in order to know yourself as source, you are required to acknowledge all of these pieces. And at this time, especially in times that offer us a boost in showing up to do our work, the benefits that we reap are so profound that it is a wise practice to jump on board and utilize the opportunities, the energetic cycles that are at hand right now in order to assist yourself to catapult into a life and a timeline and a self-awareness that brings so much more satisfaction and fulfillment and empowerment to all that you are. If you would like assistance in these practices, I am happy to help you. I am 15 years in practice with shadow work and energetic understandings, tapping into soul, communicating with your higher self, and so on. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can greatly support me by liking, sharing, subscribing. I do not monetize, I never have, because I want you to have an experience of utilizing and enjoying YouTube without interruptions and subconscious bombardment. So if you'd like to throw me a donation, I'd greatly appreciate it, and the link will be down below. Happy Mercury Retrograde, happy Halloween. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.